Hello, and welcome to Celiac.com news. Subscribe to our channel to get the latest celiac disease and gluten-free diet news. And if you have any questions, be sure to join the Celiac.com forum at www.celiac.com. And now, let's move on to more Celiac.com news. Theories on the growing prevalence of celiac disease and gluten sensitivity over the last half-century. Over the past 5 decades, the prevalence of celiac disease and gluten sensitivity has increased dramatically, leading researchers to investigate the underlying causes. While no single theory can explain the rise in gluten-related disorders, several supported by scientific research offer insights into why these conditions are becoming more common. Here are the most popular theories. 1. The hygiene hypothesis. The hygiene hypothesis posits that modern improvements in hygiene have led to reduced exposure to pathogens, which in turn weakens the immune system's ability to distinguish between harmful and harmless substances. This theory suggests that reduced contact with bacteria, viruses, and other microorganisms early in life leaves the immune system more prone to overreaction, including triggering autoimmune diseases like celiac disease. Several studies support this hypothesis, showing a correlation between increased hygiene practices in developed nations and the rise in autoimmune disorders. For example, a 2016 study found that children raised in environments with higher exposure to microbes, such as on farms or in large families, have lower rates of autoimmune conditions, including celiac disease. The theory suggests that early immune system training helps prevent overreaction to proteins like gluten later in life. 2. Changes in wheat cultivation. Modern agricultural practices have altered wheat's genetic composition over the last century. Through selective breeding, wheat varieties have been developed that are more resilient, produce higher yields, and contain higher levels of gluten. Some researchers propose that these genetic changes have made modern wheat more likely to trigger gluten sensitivity or celiac disease. Although no genetically modified GMO wheat is commercially available, modern wheat varieties do contain higher levels of gluten, especially the types of gluten proteins most harmful to those with celiac disease. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2013 compared ancient wheat varieties like einkorn with modern wheat and found that older varieties contained less of the gluten peptides that trigger immune responses in celiac disease. 3. Increased gluten consumption in modern diets. Another popular theory is that people today are consuming more gluten than previous generations. The proliferation of processed and convenience foods has led to gluten being added to a wide range of products beyond bread and pasta. As gluten is often used as a thickener, stabilizer, or flavor enhancer in processed foods, people may be unknowingly consuming more gluten, which could contribute to the rise in gluten-related disorders. A 2020 review in the journal Nutrients highlighted how the increased use of gluten in processed foods has raised overall gluten consumption. The study found that the modern diet includes gluten in unexpected places, such as sauces, soups, and even supplements. This increased exposure, combined with genetic predisposition, might lead to higher rates of gluten sensitivity and celiac disease. 4. Microbiome alterations and gut health. The human gut microbiome, which consists of trillions of bacteria and other microorganisms, plays a key role in regulating immune function and digestion. Changes in diet, widespread use of antibiotics, and other environmental factors have disrupted the balance of the gut microbiome in many individuals. Some researchers believe this disruption contributes to the increase in autoimmune diseases like celiac disease by weakening the immune system's ability to tolerate gluten. A growing body of research connects gut health and celiac disease. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Microbiology found that individuals with celiac disease often have distinct microbiomes compared to healthy individuals, with fewer beneficial bacteria and higher levels of pathogenic strains. This altered microbiome may influence the body's immune response to gluten, increasing the risk of developing celiac disease. 5. Early introduction of gluten to infants. There is ongoing debate about whether the timing of gluten introduction in infancy affects the development of celiac disease. Some researchers believe that introducing gluten too early or too late during a child's development could increase the likelihood of triggering an autoimmune response. The window of tolerance hypothesis suggests that introducing gluten during a specific developmental window might help the immune system develop tolerance to it. A large study known as the Prevent CD project, conducted in Europe, examined how the timing of gluten introduction affected celiac disease risk in genetically predisposed children. The results, published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2014, indicated that neither early nor delayed gluten introduction significantly affected the risk of developing celiac disease, but other studies still explore whether a small window may exist. 6. Environmental factors and chemical exposure. Some researchers believe that increased exposure to environmental chemicals, pesticides, and additives may contribute to the rise in autoimmune conditions, including celiac disease. Glyphosate, a common herbicide used in modern agriculture, has been speculated to contribute to intestinal permeability, also known as leaky gut, which could increase the risk of developing autoimmune diseases like celiac disease. Although this theory is more controversial, some research suggests that environmental chemicals may play a role in the development of autoimmune diseases. A 2013 paper in Interdisciplinary Toxicology argued that glyphosate's effects on gut bacteria could impair digestion and immune regulation, potentially increasing the risk of gluten sensitivity. However, further research is needed to confirm the link between glyphosate and celiac disease. The increased prevalence of celiac disease and gluten sensitivity is a complex issue with multiple contributing factors. Theories ranging from changes in wheat cultivation and higher gluten consumption to microbiome disruption and the hygiene hypothesis offer plausible explanations for why more people are developing gluten-related disorders today. While no single theory has been definitively proven, ongoing research continues to shed light on the factors driving this rise, helping scientists and healthcare providers better understand, diagnose, and treat these conditions. As awareness grows and research advances, a deeper understanding of the relationship between gluten and autoimmune disease will help individuals manage and prevent the development of celiac disease and gluten sensitivity in future generations. To get the latest celiac disease news and information, be sure to subscribe to celiac.com news. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.